So one of the biggest frustrations my clients deal with is poor sleep, and that might be not getting enough sleep, difficulty getting to or staying asleep, or feeling not refreshed despite a full night's sleep. So today I want to go a little bit deeper and have a look at our sleep phases, how important they are, the hormones that affect sleep and our circadian rhythm, as well as giving you some actionable tips on how you can improve not just your sleep quantity, but that quality of sleep as well. Moving on to sleep phases then. So we have 5 phases of sleep. Stage 1 is very brief. It's just that drowsiness, so you're getting ready to get towards that light sleep. Stage 2 is light sleep. In this stage of sleep, you're easily woken. You kind of drift in and out. You're kind of semi-aware of what's going on around you. Muscle activity starts to slow. It's also the stage of sleep where you might get that sudden sense of falling and do that big jerk and wake yourself back up again. Light sleep is really important for memory and learning. Stage 3 then is when we start to move towards a deeper sleep. Your body gets ready by dropping your heart rate and your body temperature during this stage. This is the stage where we get sleep spindles. So if you do an EEG or brain tracing, we see these sleep spindles. These are powerful bursts of neuronal firing that are thought to be important for synaptic plasticity. They also play a role in memory consolidation. Stage 4 then is our deep sleep. So it accounts for about 25% of our total sleep. As we age, we start to get less deep sleep. This is a stage where it's very difficult to wake up from. Your EEG shows those slow brain waves or those delta waves with a few short fast waves. We also know from tests that if you're wakened suddenly from this stage of sleep, people tend to have moderately impaired mental performance for 30 to 60 minutes afterwards. This stage is really, really important. So during this stage of sleep, we get release of growth hormone and other hormones. Your body actually repairs, regrows tissue, builds bone and muscle, and strengthens your immune system during this stage of sleep. This is also the stage of sleep where you might get sleepwalking, night terrors, and bedwetting as well. Stage 5 then is rapid eye movement, or that REM sleep. The brain waves during this stage are actually quite similar to waking activity. During this stage, you get sort of vivid dreams, irregular muscle movements, as well as those rapid eye movements. And this is the stage of sleep that you tend to awaken in spontaneously in the morning. You get loss of motor tone, increased use of oxygen within the brain, the heart rate and the blood pressure start to pick up a little bit. Your brain is highly active during this stage of sleep, so the metabolism in the brain picks up by about 20%. This stage is really important to embed technical skills, and it allows you to absorb and learn new information. So each sleep cycle, so that's all of the phases, tend to last between 90 to 120 minutes, and you work your way through 4 to 5 of those cycles every night. Just a tip here, if you are taking some naps during the daytime, they should be short or long. Short, less than 20 minutes, so you're only in a light sleep. Or if you're going for a longer nap, try and keep it over 90 minutes. That makes sure that you're not going to wake yourself from that deep sleep, because that's going to leave you feeling groggy, slow, and probably worse than you felt before you went for your nap. Also, if you can, I know this is difficult for some people, allow yourself to waken naturally in the mornings rather than getting suddenly rudely awoken by that alarm clock. If you allow yourself to waken naturally in the morning, you're going to wake up in that REM sleep rather than being pulled from that deep sleep. So you're going to feel much more refreshed and energized and ready to go whenever you get up. Each stage of sleep is really important for our overall health in different ways. So it's important that we're not just looking at sleep quantity, but we're focusing on that quality sleep and making sure we're getting enough deep sleep. So which hormones affect our sleep? So as humans, we are driven by our circadian rhythm. That is our natural flow of, or ebb and flow of hormones that happens over a 24-hour period. We've got 2 main hormones, melatonin for sleep and cortisol, which wakes you up. Your brain is sensitive to light and dark. So in the morning, your optic nerve in your eye senses morning light. This then triggers the sleep center in the brain to release cortisol and other hormones to help wake you up. I know we all think of cortisol as our stress hormone, but it's designed to get you up and going. It's highest in the morning to wake you up. It has several effects. So it increases your blood sugar and it increases your blood pressure as well. And then as the day goes on, it naturally decreases in preparation for bedtime and sleep. This is why when we look at chronic stress, it has a huge impact on sleep. So if you're chronically stressed, your cortisol is high all of the time, so it doesn't start to tail off during the day. This means that your body is not prepared to shut down and rest. You're not going to get that deep restorative sleep if you're sitting there with a cortisol that's banging away all the time. Melatonin then is our sleep hormone. It's made by the pineal gland in your brain and it works with your cortisol. The optic nerve again in the eye detects darkness coming. It sends a message to the hypothalamus and triggers the release of your melatonin. This helps you relax, feel drowsy, and get your body ready to sleep. Generally, as your melatonin increases, your cortisol levels decrease and vice versa, as you can see on the graph. So what is going to hurt our sleep? What's going to affect our circadian rhythm and then this hormone balance as well? So light is really important. Bright overhead lights, use of phones and screens are going to interrupt that circadian rhythm and that natural ebb and flow of cycles. Remember, your brain is sensitive to light and dark. Cut out the screens 60 to 90 minutes before bedtime. Just put them away. Heat is important as well. You want to make sure that your room is cool. Having a hot shower before bed and going into a cool room can help you get over to sleep. Alcohol, I know people traditionally think of this as making you drowsy, but what it does is interfere with your body's ability to regulate temperature and breathing patterns. So it disrupts your sleep cycles in the longer term. You might get to sleep, but it's harder to stay asleep, and it definitely stops you getting into that deep sleep. So you're not getting that restorative sleep when you've got alcohol on board. And caffeine, I love my coffee, but it takes 10 hours or up to 10 hours to clear this from your system. So please avoid it after midday. And I would advise using those pre-workouts and energy drinks around evening training sessions. So you can see here, we have the 10, 3, 2, 1 rule. So 10 hours before bed, no more caffeine. 3 hours before bed, no more alcohol. 2 hours before bed, no more work. You do not need to check your emails 2 hours before you go to sleep. And then 1 hour before bed, no more screen time. Shut off the phones, TVs and computers. Get yourself a book, relax. So what can you do to improve your sleep quality? Consistency and routine. You know I love a bit of routine. Go to bed and get up at the same time every day. This is going to help to maintain that circadian rhythm. It's going to keep those hormones in balance. So you're getting the cortisol at the right time and the melatonin at the right time. Wind down in the evening. You should have an evening routine. The few hours before you go to bed, it should be calm and relaxing. It's not the time to be dealing with work emails and checking your phone. So it's all about relaxing in the evening. I've talked about a brain dump before. So if you are someone who has a really busy head and you find that you just cannot switch off, take a pen and a bit of paper, write out all the thoughts that are in your head, and then you let them go, at least for the night. You can pick them back up again in the morning. But thinking about them when you're trying to sleep is not helpful. It's not going to be productive. So let's just put them away. There are a few accessories that you can try as well. So blue light blocking glasses can help to reduce the effect that the phones and screens are going to have on you. You can wear those for 90 minutes before bed. They're relatively cheap. Just pick up a pair on Amazon. A weighted blanket can help. Blackout blinds to cut the light out of your room, and earplugs, if there's any surrounding noise, can be really, really helpful. Lastly, let's look at how we can optimize our meals to help us sleep better. So who has been told that eating carbs after 7 p.m. is the worst thing that you can do? This, thankfully, is nonsense. Carbs before bed are not a bad thing. Carbs before bed, they do cause your blood sugar to rise, but they also cause an increase in a protein called tryptophan. Tryptophan is the building block for both serotonin and melatonin. So melatonin is our sleep hormone. Serotonin controls sleep, mood, and appetite. So getting a boost of that before bed is good as well. If you are struggling to get to sleep or find yourself wakening a few hours after you get to sleep, or you wake up feeling very anxious, your heart's flying, or you feel that you're not getting into that deep sleep, so you're sort of semi-conscious or aware of things happening all night, try adding in a snack 90 minutes before bed. So something carby, so a small bowl of oats, rice cakes and a banana and a little bit of honey or a little bit of fruit. Add that in those 90 minutes before bed and it will help you to get into that deeper sleep. There are a couple of supplements that I recommend at times. So tart cherry juice, or Tart cherry juice, or Montmorency cherry juice, is a supplement that you can get, and it's actually a precursor for melatonin. And then magnesium, which controls gabapentin, which is a neurotransmitter, can help in the evening time as well. So it can help to activate that parasympathetic nervous system, that rest and relax, and can help you get sort of calm and relaxed and ready for sleep. So I hope you've enjoyed this deeper look into sleep, and there've been a few tips here that you can choose to focus on that will hopefully help you not to just improve the quantity of sleep, but really focus on getting that quality sleep and that deep sleep. And then hopefully you're going to get those benefits for both body and mind, and learning and new memories and regeneration that I've talked about.